You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Well, it's great to have you, but I got to say, you're a bit shorter in person. Did you have to climb a step stool to get on this chair?
This is the BBC. In line with the wishes of the British government to see as much carnage as possible because it's really, really funny, places of entertainment will not be closed even though war has just been declared. The Prime Minister will address the nation again at 9:30 tonight. For those interested, he will be wearing a pink dress, a poncho and a wide-brimmed hat with "Beware of the Leopard" printed across the top in large, friendly letters.
It's a lot of work.
Oh, well, work is hard.
You're not really listening to me, are you?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could say anything right now, like, you're a complete tool.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't hear it, 'cause you're a freak with a microphone.
Uh-huh.
It's not even challenging anymore. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Isn't that true, Sphincter Boy?
Uh-huh. What? Oh! They're getting closer all the time. All right, good information about Wayne Stock. Very exciting. We'll be back with more right after Pig Sports. Right now, it's 16 minutes past the big hour. Is that not right, Mr. Scream?
Well, a naked man is chasing a woman through an alley with a butcher knife and a heart on. I figure he isn't out collecting for the Red Cross. Well, I'm all broken up about that man's run.
Oh, right to the spine.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store. Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
I kill demons, not people.
Bullshit!
Unless those people are demons who look like people. And then I kill people.
Don't bullshit me.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit! You said so!
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? Boom! The show is about to begin. So I'm just doing a one off the cuff, hanging out live because I haven't done one for a while. Kind of a stressful work day. I'm not going to talk about that because it's like private, confidential. Because like I work in aged care in the community, so I can't talk about actual details. It wasn't super stressful, but it was kind of a day where I went, yeah, I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. It's only early now. It's only 20 to 6 here on old Perth FM, live here with Johnny Sorensen and Perth Spearwood. If you're listening out there, why? That's the question. Cuffs is where it's at. He's got two turntables and a microphone. It says loud there. Coming at us live from, I forget where you live now because you travel so much. Is it Northern Territory? Remind me what state you live in, because you've lived in every state imaginable, east, west, south, state of confusion, everything between. But you've been traveling around. I saw you months ago back in Perth and Northbridge. You're over in Japan seeing Philator the Barbarian, and then we're seeing you hanging out with Canadian Adam. Only thing better than the Canadian Club, Canadian Adam. Hanging out with him and off to old. I always mangle the name. The GI Joe convention, whether it's Joe Fest or Joe Palooza, whichever the one is. I remember seeing all the pictures and videos and all that awesome stuff. Sorry, the day wasn't off. The day wasn't totally crap, but like, I had to call an ambulance for somebody. Wasn't the worst case scenario. They're alive and well, but you know, they're an older person. I had to call an ambulance for someone, and it took over an hour before they could get someone there. So it was, you know, it was that kind of stressful. It's like, okay, I'm not doing any more work today. I'm going home today. So, where aren't I? I don't know. Maybe on the Virtuosity or Lawman movies. I don't think you're in those, but with the magic of CGI and technology and AI, I'm sure you could imagine yourself into those movies. Let's look at some crap. And by crap, I mean, like, you know, collectibles and stuff. Because in the past, when I've done like impromptu lives, I get a pile of stuff on the floor and I'm like, I've done things that are kind of showing off. And the things that go, I might as well show off whatever crap has turned up in the last couple of weeks or what I'm into. And then it just sits there on the floor and I forget about it because I get on a rant about something. So number one, which is already showing off on Instagram, the place where people go. Actually, not a site I've ever used before, other than to chat and hang out with the mates and that. But yeah, picked up this fella, the Motu Thundercats skeletal mumra. He's got the other head on in there, and not the cowl thing, because I did take him out and I part swapped some of the things around and had to play with him, and then I put him back in the box because he's going to storage for now until he eventually goes on a shelf down the track. But pretty awesome figure, and I got it for a decent deal on Amazon. I think it was about $50, which is not bad because it's an oversized buck. The body torso was actually bigger than the standard Motu Origins one, and I part swapped him into this guy over here. Just messing about. I already had the buzz off with the King Hiss arms because I had two of the King Hiss, and I tried the capey bat wings things from the Mumra, and I put this sigil thing and the helmet thing. It's a bit too big and oversized because it's meant for that larger figure, but it still kind of works. So I think he's fun. Sensational. Nice. I got the Battle Cat Man. I was supposed to get the Battle Cat Man. I'll tell you what. I bloody well ordered it, and I bloody well didn't send it to me, and then I bloody well cancelled my order. So I don't have the Battle Cat Man. So I've looked at some other sites. Kid In is like, or Tech In is like the best site for getting cheap import Motu Origins and Masterverse figures to Australia. I've ordered several lots from there in the past with international shipping. They've now added Australia currency shipping where it's actually cheaper. It's the best way to get retail price Motu shit if you live in Australia. If you happen to be listening to this now or later. So on there, I'm going to order that next pay cycle or whatever. Let's put this guy back over here and see if he doesn't fall over. Almost. Yes. That was 100% success. The first time ever on any live thing where I've picked up a random figure, put it on the shelf, and hasn't immediately just like face planted onto the floor until after the show. Looks menacing. You got to say it if there's some of them Jersey Mafia boy talk accents. So what other crap are we getting into? Let's have a look at me pile of books. Oh, there you go. The skeletal mumra is on the floor. He's in a box, and I'm put on top of a box, but now he's on the floor because that's the rule. If you do anything live and try and move it, it wants to go on the floor, trip you over, whatever. Okay, so wrestling books, Vader time. About the old Big Van Vader. Read that one. I think it was like 700 pages. Yeah, it's around, no, closer to 500. Anyway, awesome paperback. Picked that one up. Just finished reading that last month. So it's got black and white photos instead of color. It seems to be kind of like an indie sort of print because the font's a little weird. But lots of cool photos from his career. There he is with old Ron Simmons. Awesome, great details about his time wrestling in Japan, his early days, and then when he came into WCW, being managed by Harley Race, another living legend of the time. Really awesome read. Oh, there's his big crazy mask when he was wrestling in over in Japan for many years. Awesome book. Talks about his early years playing football and getting injured, and then shitty coaches putting him back into the game instead of sending him off to get rehab or surgery or whatever. Put him back in the game. Basically fucked up some of his joints very early in life. It's pretty shitty. Very little force powers, says Hazel. Good, you try it. Why are you awake so early? No way, that's me. Bloody time zones, mate. They're bloody well confusing, these time zones. If I had any saying it, I'd blow the bloody doors off these time zones. So I finished that one, 400 or 500 pager. And you're like, what else am I reading? Macho Man, Macho Madness. The big tail power, too sweet to be sour. Cream with a crop. Rising to the top. That's right. Bloody Australian it is. This was an awesome read. This only came out, I think, last year or the beginning of this year. Let's flip to the beginning of the thing and look for the old copyright. 2024, so it was published. And I actually pre-ordered this. It came up on Amazon. So it didn't exist. It's, as far as I know, it's the first ever actual Randy Macho Man Savage autobiography or biography. Not written by a family member, by an independent writer who was in contact with Lanny, Macho's brother, for the duration of writing this. And it started as just an unofficial biography. But then when he got in contact with his brother, who was alive and well when he was writing this book, I don't know if he's still around, to be honest, I have to look it up. So it sort of went from being just a third party unofficial to semi-official because he got in contact with Lanny and he got him to basically kind of proofread and approve of stuff was in the book, fact check stuff from his early years doing baseball and the Outlaw promotions and all that. But this was such an awesomely great read. It's so breezy and fun to read. And I've read so many wrestling biographies in the last 12 months. It's in my top 3 to reread again in the next 6 months because it was just so great. Look at that one. Blonde Macho Man. You're not going to see that too often. Blonde Macho Man wearing these kind of little shorts and what's his names. So that's like real early. I think that's 60s, possibly before 70s. Then he gets into the 70s where he starts getting some of the outfit with dad and his brother and whatnot. Starts getting the bandanas and some of the glasses and getting some of the ideas for the Macho Man before he teams up, of course, with Liz and whatnot. Hello, everybody, from beautiful sunny Ireland. Beautiful, wet, wonderful Ireland, not unlike New Zealand. We had crazy hail in Perth this week, man. Like we get hail every stormy winter season, but they had the coldest day they had in 50 years. I think it was like 8 degrees. I'm like, fuck off. That's a New Zealand summer. So I'm not even joking. That's a New Zealand summer. Coldest weather. But it was unusual for Perth. And then we had crazy hail that was so thick and so heavy. It was like snow all over the ground in certain suburbs and it wasn't melting. Sup, sup. Pop, pop. Pop, pop. There you go, Phil. That's for you. Yeah, we had this crazy hail. But it was only smaller than marble sized. It didn't dent my roof or trash my window. Not like the Melbourne hail where you get the golf ball size stuff every year or two and it smashes bloody windows and all that. So we didn't have that. But we did have the crazy hail. Okay, let's move. Mama on the floor because the box I threw stuff on was uneven and stuff is like an ice slip going. Things are just sliding away. This thing is the problem. That's an AC adapter for an Xbox 360 Slim S or whatever the fuck. I had 3 different systems that crashed and burned, and I bought another secondhand one. I had no power for months, and I finally bought one, and it was this and this random boxes sitting in the way. So just this coming, I think yesterday, Ninja Turtles Adventures, Volume 5. So this is IDW. It's like animated Ninja Turtles. It's like a new ongoing comic. And it's got, I don't know, this, I know this guy's inspired by a cereal box icon or Dracula or a genie or whatever the fuck he is. They will say hello to Phil. He's got the old, some of those going on there, acknowledging the barbarian ancestry of Philotor the Barbarian, whose history does go back a long way during live streams. 35 degrees is Phil yesterday, which is mad for late August. Yeah, I saw the other thing the other week back when you're doing your tours and things. I think it was closer up to 40 and that. And I'm like, oh, you get up to like Perth sort of bloody weather, you know, in the summer here. But yeah, I'm going to start reading this one tomorrow, I think. It's got some crazy fun artwork in there. All kinds of animated shenanigans going on. So that's volume 5. So I've managed to keep up with them. I was reading right after the Vader. I'm like, you read the Vader. Who else is touring in Japan in the 80s and wrestling? Medusa Michelli, otherwise known as Alundra Blaze, or Deborah Michelli is her real name. Really fantastic book, this one, man. This was like such a kick-ass book. I had no idea how much of a bizarre life she had led. And by bizarre, I mean like there's, I won't get too negative, but it's all in there. It's all very honest biography. There's stuff about a history of family abuse, and I mean, how much do we say here? I'll say it. I'll say it. Family abuse, rape, incest. These kind of topics are all in this book, as well as her wrestling career and her Monster Jam career, where she drove monster trucks professionally post WCW years, post year 2000. Amazing person, very inspirational, both wrestler and human being to me. I mean, she was pretty out there person who's done wrestling, monster truck driving, skydiving. She traveled and toured in Japan in early years, not unlike Vader, wrestled in that like hard-hitting style, and unlike the Divas era in the wrestling. Hello to Kiwi GI. Hello, Kiwi GI. We know you're out there, and we know you're listening. Listening, Kiwi GI. And we like you, and we love you, and we subscribe to you. Everybody here already does. I can verify that for a fact. But yeah, awesome read. Some stuff's pretty dark and confrontational, but like full credit to her for putting it in there. There's stuff in the book she said she's never even told like closest lifelong friends and stuff. Some of their family history is so dark. It goes beyond just like it's like Buff Bagwell levels of shit. That's not her fault. She's a really functional, healthy, good, morally sane person, but her family was completely twisted and fucked up. For decades, she didn't know who her real father was because they lied to her and just said he was dead. At some point he was, but while he was still alive, they lied to her as a child and told her that her father was deceased when he was alive because they didn't want to, they didn't want to talk to him. So it took her decades to find out who her real bloody father was. But fantastic read, and she's a hero of mine, man. She's fucking such a brave person, been through so many crazy shenanigans, had an amazing keep on collecting. Hey Matt, what's going on? Had an awesome career. And the actual day I finished reading the last chapter of this, I was going, oh man, even the week before I was like, I'd look up any old Mattel figures and that for like Alundra Blaze, because that's you're not going to get a Medusa figure, there isn't any. Looking at old figures, the oldest one was like 10 years ago. Just as I got to the last chapter of that, I randomly walked into a Kmart and my sort of usual haunts and hangouts, and there was a brand new Alundra Blaze like reissue figure on the shelf, and I picked it up and I went, "That's coming home with me." It's like I was just like stoked, man. I was like reading about this awesome hero of mine, and then finding the figure on that day as I finished the book. I'm like, that's like cosmic coincidence there. Mermat is out there keeping things safe for collectors all around the world. We like you, Mermat. Kiwi Joy, love to you, Johnny, and everybody. Everybody. Hey, Zazel. I assume you're saying it in the Fat Albert voice. I won't even mention who does that voice anymore, but cartoon's fun. Ignore who did it for reasons best left unmentioned. Phil's saying, hey, Matt, just watch your Motu reviews. Yeah, I think you got one of those crazy crossover ones. I've seen it pop up on my list of things to watch in the next couple of days, but I've been at work, so I haven't had time to have a look at that. Hey, Matt from Kiwi GI. Hello to Philator. Thanks, mate. It was a little long, but thanks. That's what she said. G'day, Kiwi Joy. So I finished Vader. Big Van Vader, thank you very much. Finished the Medusa one and the Macho one. What do you do after that? What can I do? You've read your Japanese dudes, your people going to wrestling later on in life. DDP. Throw it up there. So I've actually had this book for nearly 2 years and I haven't read it yet because I've got such a backlog of like wrestling biographies. I've had like Ric Flair and all sorts of dudes, Piper, actually 2 different Piper ones, one from him back in the day, one from his daughter, published posthumously, that incorporated a lot more stories. So now I'm getting onto this one. And this one's not just a biography, it's more like DDP's life philosophy and all that, which is fine. And I genuinely love this dude. He's fucking amazing. You know, he's kept Jake the Snake alive and other people and did DDPY yoga and such. And like, I don't know, I've certainly lived a completely different life from this guy. I don't no interest in clubs. So I don't want to go to nightclubs or manage them. But as far as like yoga and exercise and shit, yeah, I've been into stuff like that for a long time and having a good attitude to, I don't know, just getting shit done. I'm like, I don't feel like I need to read this book for like being positive or any of that shit. I just want to read it because it's Paige, man. It's fucking Jersey boy Paige. So I want to read about my boy. What's going on there? Manana Nana from Mudhorn Station. Ian. Interesting little icon there. What is that icon? It's like a scratchy looking mask, sharp looking thing. What's your icon there? I'm trying to figure out what that is. Zazel saying hello to Ian. I do DDP yoga. It's very good. Yes. Kiwi GI has confirmed this. As have Jake the Snake, still around. And Reza Ramon, the bad guy who was around considerably longer because of DDP. And now, I don't think he's around now, but he certainly had extended his run thanks to DDP because he got, a lot of unhealthy habits. DDP, nice. You chucked in a little diamond there. I can't even find that diamond. I didn't know it was in those little icons. I wish Sarge would write a book. Yeah, I don't know. It seems a weird one not to have one because I'm not too. I like first party biographies, autobiographies where someone is either involved with the family, the person, or they've traveled out to meet them in person and get the stories firsthand and then transcribe them. Or sometimes it's complete third party ones like my ones about wrestling history or my Ric Flair book where it's more an account of the real history of their career and all that and less personal stories. I like both, but yeah, the story Sarge was have, yeah, that would be an awesome book to have. But it seems a weird one not to have really for such a massive icon. From Mando, DDP is working on Lex Luger. Yeah, I see it on YouTube. There's some updates on there. It is a Munhord signet that Din Djarin from The Mandalorian has on his shoulder put. Well, there you go. I recognize it because it's a YouTube thing. It's real tiny on the screen. I can, just barely see it. Now it makes sense. I have watched that show. I do have a Mandalorian figure somewhere. I mean, I have a couple of them. I have a couple of them diggers. I don't collect Star Wars stuff, but I did get into the Mandalorian show, and I did buy a number of Mandalorian show related things. So what else has turned up on stuff over here? Oh, if anybody likes the $1 Million Man, we've got some money. I tried to put this in the machine today at the supermarket, and it was like, no. I was like, try again. No, try again. I hadn't pressed the thing on the screen, and I went to the bloke and went, "Oh, is this not working, or it's been turned off?" And he's like, "No, you did." Computer says, "No, tap this, then put the money in." Because it was Woolies. If you go to Coles, because I do an aged care, in addition to buying bullshit for myself, usually with my bank card, I pay for cash because people give me cash to do the shopping. Usually I just go, take the money machine, I shove it in there. At the Coles, you can just shove it in. You don't have to press pay. It just, as soon as you do it, it senses it and it starts taking the money in. But Woolworths, computer says no. Not too related, but reading Sir Edmund Hurley's biography. A great mountaineer up there with old Tenzin. Don't ask me his last name because Tenzin's kind of a generic name for the old Sherpas, but there was a specific Tenzin that went up there. It's a bit of a topic. Did he get up there first or did Tenzin get up there first? But if you go back far enough, there's a whole heap of Tibetan people and other people that got up there for him anyway, but don't tell anyone that. Don't tell him on that version. And your mum is yoga. Yeah, I really like it because he does. I was just thinking about earlier today as I was reading this. I skipped to one of the chapters where he's getting into his life story more than the positively living stuff. Because I've read similar stuff in so many other books. So I just wanted to get to his personal story. I've watched his documentary of that and listened to all his podcasts with various people. But yeah, his yoga. I have watched a couple of clips online of his yoga stuff, and I've done yoga in the past. He does like a bit more intensity, get your heart rate up than say relax yoga. And I like he does well in bodybuilding, you would almost call it like poses, like flexing and all that. But I'm actually reading I've read Schwarzenegger's biography and several of his books. But Schwarzenegger talks about an important part of gym training, whether it's strength training, weight training, or bodybuilding, is like for bodybuilders, they do, they do the pose, they do the classic double biceps. Doesn't work in a skinny dude like me, but that's up like this or like that. Or if you go, hang on, let's do an actual, let's do this one here. Pop up like your trapezius, and then your forehead vein starts expanding out there. We'll do the we'll do the Wolverine, which is like this. But he talks about actually posing and like flexing your muscles, and it's not just for competition and the aesthetic look. It's actually for the mind muscle connection. And Arnold was one of the pioneers in like mind body stuff for like bodybuilding and talking about actually having like conscious control of what you're doing with your body, whether it's doing your weights in the gym or in competition, making that connection. And it's supported by modern science, that like modern neuroscience, talking about your brain synapses and whatever nervous system going down. And even if you watch some of his videos on YouTube where he's just like messing around now, he's in his 60s, he'll sit there and like make his pecs like pop out almost like a little musical instrument. He can make his muscles move around. But yeah, he was a real legend of the lunchtime and bodybuilding. Pineapples. Pineapple lollies is nice too. Yeah, they're really popular in New Zealand. They had pineapple lumps, these little kind of squares, like chocolate coated. Don't taste a lot like pineapple, but I've eaten plenty of them as a kid. Oh, here, as I was saying, here, pineapple lumps. My dad used to get into them too. They're great if you want to get them stuck in your back molars, and you're like, you get them stuck in your back teeth. Kiwi classic, pineapple lumps from the Kiwi classic himself, Kiwi GI. I can't not say Kiwi GI without thinking of like Tora Judy. It's like, and they're going Kiwi, they go GI. You should not listen to this. Your government is bad. Sorry, not to do stereotype accents, but I was watching Tora Judy season 3 the other day, and they got that propaganda radio playing. I'm hungry now, says Matt. Take it off. Just a little bit. There you go. Superman tattoo on there. I'm actually, I was looking earlier. I'm going to get another tattoo. I've only got 2. I've only got like one there and another thing over here. I'm going to get a 3rd tattoo, which is the other ones were like 10, 12 years ago. And I think I'm getting this couple of weeks. It's only going to be a smaller one, but I'm going to get something New Zealand related. And if there's one person to blame, it's Filator. So I'll blame you because you didn't suggest it, but you did a what's that Nolan movie, Inception? Where they go into the guy and it's 3 layers deep in the Inception. It's like plant this idea in this one. Filator did an Inception on me over a year ago, not on purpose, but just this stuff he was talking about, both talking to me or just talking to the videos. He did an Inception where it's about, is he an Australian or New Zealander? Is he a Kiwi in Oz or an Aussie in Kiwi? And it got in my head, man. And I was like, no, I've got to sort this out. So I'm going to get a tattoo and it'll finally answer this question. OnlyFans? No, it'll be on YouTube. I'll just show it on like, I'll probably post a picture on Instagram, but whatever Boba Joe that week or whatever, I'll certainly show it off. Kiwi saying, I believe it was the yoga that helped me when the tree fell down on me. Oh, fuck. That was just recently. That was scary, man. You posting that shit. Like that thing really could have taken you out. It was, that was really serious and fucking scary, man. I'm glad it didn't, and it's still okay. It's still here with us now because trees are not a joke as far as how heavy they are and shit, like the ship falling over. Yeah, a few athletes have said shit like that, like their conditioning has saved them from like fucking heart attacks and strokes, falling over, shit falling on them, where their body was more reinforced and able to survive what would have taken out a lesser man. Kiwi GI, possibly superhuman, unconfirmed. Oh yeah, need to finish watching Tour of Duty. First season, brilliant. Second season, not great. Third season, even worse. Still worth watching compared to modern bullshit shows. But yeah, it really went downhill because of China Beach came out and was competing, and then they reoriented the show towards trying to be like for males and females instead of males, and kind of stuff the show. Mutton Crow. So they were saying, I was thinking of that too, Johnny. Your government lies, GI. Kiwi GI, why you listen to your government? Always trying to give you benefits and look after you. Come to Australia. Nobody care after you. They tell you, go away. Thinking about my tattoos lately. Yeah, you got to show some tattoos off, man. Like whether on your show or post a picture, let us know what's going on there. Oops. No, it's okay. It's a good thing, Phil. Because shall I say what I'm going to get or not? No. I'll leave it a surprise because I've thought about it for so many months, and I thought it's much more interesting to just go, here it is, and deal with it. It's nothing offensive. It's like Kiwi Ana iconography, stuff that we've all seen like a million times. It's nothing new. I thought I'd rather get it and then show it off. And I was going to get one. Now I'm actually thinking of getting two, like two Kiwi things maybe together. I only have one tattoo, says Zazel. I'm going to get Phil drunk and go get another. I assume you're talking about Phil Collins, and it's going to be a Susu Studio-related tattoo. Mutt's doing a falling over sideways laughing face, and there are tears coming out of his eyes. And as we go now live to Matt in the studio, we can confirm those tears have fallen on the floor and possibly ruining his collectibles for life. Zadel saying, who accidentally get an Aussie flag? Yeah, that's the way. I'll get an AI image trying to get a Kiwi flag and we'll put the wrong amount of stars. It'll be an Aussie flag. I really needed to get a cover over for my left arm. Ooh. Cover over to extend what you have? Or is this like a barrel of shame? I don't like what's there and I've got to change it. What kind of clarify on that point? Universal Collector Stu got to like My Little Pony tat. So he's a brony then. He's a brony. I'll brace myself. Zazel. Let's go to the pile of crap on the floor. I recently picked up Godzilla, otherwise known as Godzilla, the original Marvel years. Wasn't really planning on getting it, but two of my mates, Grindhead Jim and Gojitron, both got it. And our chat mentioned it was coming out and pre-orders and whatnot. And I was kind of thinking about it. It wasn't on my top of my list, but then it went on sale on Amazon for about 2/3 the price. And I thought, yeah, I'll get that. Because I've been buying quite a few comics lately, particularly classic Marvel and DC. The Marvel and DC, not Deceased, which is an actual crappy zombie story. Marvel and DC stuff from the 70s and 80s. Here we go. Kiwi says, yeah, the tattoo artist really fucked. Oh, there you go. So it's their fuck up, not yours. It's not like I was married to this right old, and now we're not together, so I have to get rid of this one on the down low. It's not that sort of thing. But yeah, this is a really fun, cool book. It's Marvel Marvel Comics from the 1970s, Matt. Godzilla, the official Marvel years, which is available in a book omnibus. You can also find it on dodgy torrents if you care to look and just want to have a look at it and have a read of some ones. But the cool thing is he does interact the Marvel universe. You get to see him with some Fantastic Four and some issues, Avengers, and other ones where they've got the character. I think it's called Red Ronin and some robots and the stuff and other stuff they put in there. Next up on the pile of crap on the floor is Kaiju Unleashed. I love the cover on this book. Check out the cover, man. It's like Godzilla up the front, party out the back, King Kong. Really cool cover. But yeah, this book I just found on Amazon. It's just come out this year, and it just basically has an overview of like kaiju cinema, which is obviously mostly Japanese focused, but it also covers like not just like the classic films and that, but I mean I've got several Godzilla books just about the films and essays. It also has an overview of like other media like video games and toys, It's got some sections on Ultraman. Mentions are up to like 35 different Ultraman shows, at TV shows at this point. Yeah, so got What is the Godzilla comic, the Marvel 1970s. I'll chuck that in a private chat later for you too, so you know the specific thing if you want to look it up. 70s, 80s of peak Marvel. Yeah, man, they had Doctor Who, they had Conan, they had Star Trek, they had Elf. He kills me. They had everything. Same shirt. What, the Wolverine? This is like hang on. There he is. Come get your kicks on Rat Snickety Snick, bub. It's the Wolverine. If you do that voice too long, you won't talk the next day. You'll destroy your vocal cords. Okay, thanks. I almost got a tattoo once, says Phil in his best Michael Caine impression voice. It was a discount voucher. Picked me bloody tattoo. Booked me appointment. Turned up and they're blowing the bloody doors off the whole shop. It had been shut down. Fate, I guess. Then I went home, took some of the loot. No one knew anything about it. That looks cool. That's bloody awesome, bro. That's bloody well awesome. Yeah, it's a cool book. I've read most of it because I was actually off work for several weeks. I injured my back. Great fun. Highly recommend doing it. I was off for about 3.5 weeks because I injured my lower back muscles and couldn't get out of bed for like 2 weeks. I was like rolling. Couldn't sit up. I'd have to like roll sideways and fall onto the floor out of the bed and basically crawl to the toilet and stuff. That was really fun. Eventually I recovered and I'm just basically back to work last week or so. But yeah, really cool, fun book. And it's got brief mentions of other stuff like Daimajin and Rampage and other random things like, I don't know, other things that fall into kaiju stuff like bloody British stuff or American random films and that. And probably the other coolest thing I picked up last month or so, hanging out for this one. The thing about this is, it's The Thing. Marvel 2-in-1 reprints of The Thing. Marvel 2-in-1 was like Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man and stuff, you know, a book where you get one main character teaming up with other Marvel Universe dudes. So there was Marvel Team Up Spider-Man, and The Thing had his version of that where it was just The Thing, and that's kind of like all the covers, the different ones on the back. And this one is like a sequel omnibus volume to another volume that came out about, I don't know, 6 months ago. So there was a Thing solo series. And if you know who the fuck the Thing is like from Fantastic Four Thing, the rocky orange dude who's in one of the movies that's currently, I assume it's still at cinema, I don't know. They did a volume last year. There was a Thing limited Thing series with about 20 issues in the 80s and some other one-off stuff like Marvel, I don't know, Marvel Feature or Marvel, whatever the hell it was. They collected in one volume, which is awesome, and been out of print for like more than 20 years. And I've seen this stuff in the comic shop back in the 90s. And I was always super keen to get it if they did a reprint. And I was so surprised to get not one, but 2 volumes of this exactly the stuff I wanted, like in the last 12 months. So Thing's just one of the greatest bloody Marvel characters / one of the best bloody fictional characters ever. He's a fantastic character. The Thing did a lot of team ups, had a lot of revolting developments. But yeah, the old Thing from Yancey Street. He's such a great character, and he's like real, you know, salt of the earth sort of character. He's just like brilliant. And also he's like one of the few, most of the Marvel characters aren't particularly religious, but like the Thing is Jewish, like, and you know, by culture and tradition and all that, and it's one of the things that's part of his character. But yeah, that's the pile of stuff on the floor. Oh, one other thing. My missus just gave me today a Blu-ray of the Superman Fleischer shorts from 1941, 1943. She didn't know if I had this or not. I didn't know if I had this or not. I don't have the solo Blu-ray release. I think I have some of these on one of the Superman box sets, but certainly I'm happy to have it as a single thing I can chuck in rather than rummaging through box sets and going, which multi-disc is this on and does it have all of it? I don't know. That's all that's over there. Put him back on there. Yeah, what other random stuff I picked up recently? I picked up a little, I call this guy Goji Saw. He's going out there. Named after Goji Tron, because we did this for our Boba Joe show dinosaur special. My throat's getting sore because I didn't bring any water in here. It's damn full. But yeah, I might sort of wrap up, I think, because I'm sort of running out of things to talk about, and I just want to hang out for a little bit. I might show off these little guys over here. These guys are really cool. There's a little, I call them Eggzillas. So we've got a Mecha Godzilla, kind of like 60s style one, with his nice little fat tum. And we've got a burning Godzilla, and his tail's fallen off again because it's just a little piece that pops out. Let's get it back on first. Come on, bloody hell, Godzilla! You got to be all right on the night. There we go. Got his tail back on. But he's burning Godzilla, so he's got transparent plastic in him. Those orange parts look quite cool. Water, yeah. See, the other reason my throat's dry is I've already had 2 ciders and a little bit of whiskey, and then I haven't. I should have brought some water in here, but I just got up. I was half asleep, and I went, "Fuck it, I'm just going to hang out live for a little bit." And if I muck around, my missus is making dinner, the cat was sleeping. If I go in there, he'll wake up. There'll be noise and chaos. So I got these little burning gods. I won't transform him, but if we go to the other one, they got them and this one. They're like egg formers. They turn into these egg shapes. So that's the Mothra one. So let's have a go at transforming him. So fold his tail there. His arms go out and back in. Chest pops out like a typical transformer. Like that. Fold the old head in. Chest back. Somehow, oh yeah, there we go. Fold the legs up backwards like that. So they're very simple. They're not meant to be. They're kind of like Meteorbs in the imported Japanese line that they did in the old Motu. So they turn into little egg shapes. This one's not very convincing because his feet are sticking out. But the Mothra one is possibly the best for actually being an egg shape. And the coolest thing about the Mothra is let's do them. These are real simple. We'll separate them out like this. That's his wings. As you separate them, 2 figures in one. You get the little caterpillar form, and he just like pegs on to the butterfly form, which is pretty cool. And I think his wings actually angle them up a bit. Yeah, so wings rotate just so it can go like that, and they angle a little bit like that. But yeah, they're really cool. I picked them up on, I think it was Gamesman's site. I didn't know it existed. I was just looking on there. There we go. And it's got lovely details and colors in there. It's a really nice little Mothra. And they're good, simple little fidget ones. Right? He's been on the desk for a month, and I can pick him up, and it's like real simple 80s Transformers, not like the modern complicated ones, which I have a pile of over there. Take like half an hour to transform the damn things. That's like 10 seconds at best, and it looks quite cool, you know. All right, we might as well do this third one then we might wrap up. Let's fold his tail, and this piece, he's got this extra long tail as now he had when I first did it, because it folds right under there. Then that tail folds into there. His head goes somewhere. Hang on. We've got to pull the tail out again. Head back in. Come on, cooperate, Godzilla. His head's supposed to go in there, but it's kind of jamming for some reason. Don't force it. He's got another hang on. He's got another piece on his neck. Bring that up first, and now let's fold the head, and it should. There we go. Hello, I'm armless, legless, and headless. Oh, good. That piece has fallen off, but that's meant to pop off, so it's all right. Now fold the tail. We're getting there. Rotate these legs up, leg up, arm down. There we go. Full on Eggzilla. So they're just real simple, but they're good fun little dudes. Looks fun. They're cool. But yeah, might as well wind up, I think. Looks like Godzilla might curl up and start to fly like from the Smog monster film. Might as well smog on out of here. I have a little puff on here. It's supposed to help my lungs, this thing, and I keep forgetting to use it. So I'm supposed to push in it for like force to help kind of educate your lungs and try and get congestion going out of there, because I've got some problem with them. Hang on. Retro Tinker's in here. Now, rumor is, if you want to get well shredded, just call up Nate. He's got the hotline on if you want to get well shredded. There's a couple of meanings to that. I'm thinking of the claw version. It's like, evening, Nate. Guess I'm fashionably late. I was about to finish up then, and I thought I better hang out a couple more minutes then, because Nate's here. It's the great Nate, fashionably late. There you go. Keep on collecting. He's gone on the floor sideways again with his tears. After you're done, you sideways tears on the floors. Just maybe you or your missus get a mop in there. Keep it away from your collectibles because those tears will possibly deteriorate some of the things in the collection there. Great show. Yeah, I just wanted to hang out for a little bit. I haven't done a live for ages. I've been resisting doing them because I often just don't have time, or I do have time, but it's like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and there's no one's around because I'm up. So I'm like, fuck it, I go on the lounge and play video games and sit with my cat, watch a movie or something before I go to work. But yeah, I think we will finish up in a moment. Let's do a quick review. Let's do a quick recap of some. I've just dropped money on the floor, but I'm not concerned. The quick recap for Nate was just it got me old Thundercats Motu Skullra. I can't do the voice. Nate can do the voice. Nate can do the voice. He does the best voice. Like, that's the great Nate. Oh yes. He does those awesome. What do you call it? I can't remember what you call them. The Mo Tuesday Reporter segments. I forget the name of it. We had the Superman Fleischer cartoons on Blu-ray. I was reading the Medusa biography, who's from WW, and it was in Japan. We had a Ninja Turtles Volume 5, like animated thing from IDW. We got a Godzilla Omnibus. I don't even like riding on the bus, but I will read the omnibus. Of course, we had the Marvel Thing 2-in-1 Reporter. Yeah, we need a Reporter segment and all these crazy comics and kaijus. We had the cool kaiju book with the wicked cover. Godzilla up there, Kong out the back. Reporter. That's it. New Tuesday Action News. So how does it go again? Hang on. Let's get a little. We'll do it before we finish up. Let's do a little role play, and we'll do a little. Let's dedicate. If you're listening out there, collectors, this segment goes out to the great Nate and Reporter. This one's for you. We're here with Mean Gene live. We're talking to Goji Saurus. What have you got to say, Goji Saurus? Is that all you've got to say? Oh no, he's trying to eat him alive. Okay, that's the best I can do. Apologies how awful that was. Reporter, everyone here, what's up? Now, hang on, you can't just say that. You got to go be like, what's up? Like that. Man, you got some sweet treasures. Yeah, I was mostly just hanging out talking a bunch of shit. And I thought, while I'm here, what crap's sitting next to me on the floor I can show off? Good day, everyone. Andrew here. Just finishing up. We're saying hello to great Nate. It's a little improv bad sketch with me and Gene there. If you want to see the last of the random crap on my desk that I picked up recently, these little Ninja Turtles plastic thingamies. They had like lollies in them. I had them when I was a kid. I had a bunch of them. It used to be like $1 at the shop or 50 cents, whatever. And now you're paying like $20 on eBay to get one of these bastards. Now hang on. And Andrew, is this Andrew from? Where are you from, Andrew? Is this? Are you from Australia, or tell me if you're from a particular channel, because there's multiple people around named Andrew, so I can tell you from other Andrews. Sorry. Keep on collecting. He's having a laugh there. So, hello. Well, you guys know who he is. So is this Andrew I already know? Like, where are you? Where are you situated? Are you in Australia? Are you on a particular channel or thing I know? Keep on collecting it, Andrew. Oh, that's what I was wondering. If you were the other half of the mischief makers from Keep On Collecting. Because it's like when you go, like, I'm John, then you're like, well, who the hell's John? It's like everyone knows like 10 different people named John. It's like, which one? Pick a straw. Definitely Andrew. Says Treasure's Trigger in his best Rain Man type voice. He didn't actually say that voice, just so you know. Yeah, from Keep On Collecting. Yeah, I had such fun hanging out with you guys recently. That was an awesome time. And honor and a privilege hanging out with you dudes. Certainly keen to hang out with you guys again and talk about whether it's toys or wrestling or I'm not really a Doctor Who fan, but I do like Tom Baker, Doctor Who and stuff. Happily talk about any of a number of 50 different bloody topics. I also like Star Trek. Drunk every Friday, Andrew, says Matt. in his best off-topic voice. I heard that Andrew was only supposed to have 1 or 2 garages, but he blew the whole bloody doors off and said, I'm going to get as many toys as I can get in those garages. And no one's going to stop me. You wait and see. But yeah, a few times when I was hanging out with those guys, I had to go like this. I had to actually mute myself because I was laughing so hard at some of the things Andrew said. I didn't want to interrupt the conversation, so I randomly would mute myself now and then so I wasn't like laughing too hard over top of them talking. At jokes he was making, not at them, with them. Retro saying, when I make a Masters of the Wild, Wickedy, Wild West, no Will Smith involved, no Moon Mason in there. Figures of Matt and Andrew, I think it'll be a 2 bad situation. Oh, very nice. I like that idea. A 2 bad dual head thing sort of going on. If you have a 2 bad, it's certainly better than a 1 bad. That's a 1 bad. Have you heard of that one? That's the Masterverse 2 bad heads, but on a one body. Because the heads are compatible, from Masterverse Origins, which was fun. Thank you, Johnny. It was great to meet and hang out with you. Yeah, an awesome time. It's met a bunch of awesome dudes in the last couple of years, hanging out. And I mean, there's people I've known about a while for Zazel and Phil and Nate and that. And we've had some hangouts and talks, and then more recently it's been like Kiwi GI and you guys, Matt and Andrew, and it's it's just a big family, collectors and nerds and such. And so, yeah, especially being in Perth, I don't get to see, other than work, I don't see a whole lot of people. I go to work, I see people at work, but outside of that, all my family's in New Zealand and Victoria. So I'm just, me and my missus here and I cat, and that's it. I go home and I'm like a hermit. I go to work, go to the gym, sit at the computer and do some nonsense, watch some TV shows. I was watching bloody, I don't know, Star Trek Strange New Worlds last night, and Dexter and other stuff. And then I'm like, no, I'm asleep. And then I'm awake half the night listening to podcasts like Jim Cornette. Are you familiar with Final Faction? I don't own any. I know mates in the US who have bought virtually all of them. I've watched the Retro Blasting videos when he talked about them. Old Michael French. Gojitron, of course, talked about it a bit, and my mate Grindhead Jim, they've all talked about it. So I'm familiar about them talking about them. They're certainly a cool line. You've got the military, and I think there's a bit of space fantasy in there too. Cool, cheap budget stuff that's like just the right side of fun and kitsch. Oh, hello, it's old Captain Jack Sparrow himself. Or is it Keanu Reeves? I'm not sure. He could be both. He's a hybrid. He's a chameleon, like David Bowie's chameleon, I tell you. Could be change forms before our eyes. Captain Jack, one of those cyberpunk characters. But yeah, certainly good. Greetings, hello to Chris Miwa. G'day, Chris. This has gone on because of the... I was doing a short one and people kept popping up and I'm like, well, I better say hello. It's very rude to just disappear when someone pops in. Yes, Nate, that would be a great fig. Yeah, that would be a cool custom. I would dare say it would be cheaper, I guess, to do the vintage custom than the one because it's Matty Creations. That bloody Modulock's so expensive. Master Miwa. Oh, Master Miwa, Master of Samurai Sword and Miwa Arts. I met and hung out with Michael Fridge and GF. I assume you meant Melinda at Wizard World. What's Wizard World? That's awesome. You got to meet them in person, but I have no idea what Wizard World is. That like a convention or sounds like a theme park? But I'm assuming it means it's like a convention. You're not like going down water slides or something. You're not going to like Lord of the Rings town. It's Wizard World. So let me know, Teddy, what Wizard World is, because I have no idea. There's all sorts of American pop culture events that I have no clue about outside of the major branded things. Next time, say it's a 15-minute stream and it might be done on time. I was done on time, and the reason we're not done on time is because of you, Nate, because you popped up exactly when I was actually literally about to end it. You popped up and I thought that'd be really rude if Nate pops up and I go, bye. So I would not do that to you, because that would just be really rude. Kind of funny though, in a black comedy sort of Irish way, but he's an awesome dude, very serious about toys. Yeah, like I get Michael French's sense of humor. Sometimes he goes on a real rant where it's kind of like, where's he going with this? But I like his sense of humor. I've always laughed at stuff when he makes a point about things. Sometimes he's genuinely irritated or mad about stuff. Sometimes he's kind of like hamming it up to, just to make it more interesting. I've always liked his kind of think pieces and that. Oh yeah, it was a convention in St. Louis, Missouri, USA. There we go. Bloody Nate turns up late, but he's great. There's your impromptu poem. I think Zazel wrote that, and he telefaxed it over to me before the show. Haha, my bad. No, it's your good. It's your good, Nate. Man, I had such a laugh when I was watching your video the other night. You had the I don't know, that kind of Red Shadows homage, looks like Deadpool, that like Toy Connection dude Ken sent you. I was watching that video, and then you had the Shredder, and you put him in the bath. Because I think I said in the chat to you when I said that figure, I said like, just chuck it in hot water so it doesn't break on you. I just do it with all my neck and stuff so it doesn't break. And I think I said something like the lines of like basically give it a bath, and then you put it in an actual like toy bath, and I lost it. Oh, I was laughing so hard, man. Awesome video. St. Louis is a home of Voltron. I don't know about that. Oh, I guess if you claim American Voltron, I'm a Go Lion man myself. Retro Tinker saying hello from Chris Miwa, sending out special messages to keep on collecting. Zazel's Clubhouse, Retro Tinker, and Treasures for Trigger. If you're out there and listening, we like you, we love you, and we subscribe to you. That night, the great late Nate. Man, I used to live watching Teddy Rubskin's Sega videos. What do you mean used to? So has he stopped making videos, or you stopped watching them? What are you secretly telling us there, Zazel? What are you suggesting? Matt's on the floor again. Just if you need to get in a recovery position from laughing at Phil or whatever's going on there, maybe calling some help. If you've got any of those G.I. Joe like medics or military medic, maybe help you off the floor. You're laughing there. Say hello to Chris. What's your top 4 favorite toy lines? I'll assume you're asking me, but feel free if anyone else wants to also answer. Go ahead, and I'll read the other comments and I'll come back to that. I'm very literal, as am I, because I'm fucking autistic, so I can't not be. So yeah, there you go. Enjoyed your Moto unboxing videos at Keep On Collecting and the Retro Tinker. Someone out there is going to break the game one day. They're going to go, I'm going to do reboxing videos and put everything back in boxes. It'll just break the internet. Cheers, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Jaden Leo. Valentine. I'm a small creator too. I'm not just asking you really and giving you a sub. Moving on to the next video. Have a great night. Well, I'll have a look there later on and see if it's a genuine thing and not spam, because I don't know. I don't know nothing with this person. I can have a look. Coming back to Teddy Rubskin's video. What's your favorite toy lines? Well, to me, whenever I hear that, it's kind of a 2-part question. It's like, what was my favorite toy line when I was a kid or growing up, and what's my favorite stuff kind of now? So then and now, probably Ninja Turtles, because I've collected stuff pretty much since I was a kid. I don't have everything. I just have certain ones. But from the vintage lines to the modern ones, I've collected a whole bunch from different lines, but not just the toys, also the comics, movies, video games, the media. Similar to Batman, there's a lot of good media. There's a lot of crappy media when you get licensed stuff, but for Turtles and Batman, a lot of good licensed media. So yeah, Turtle was probably my number one. Other thing I loved from being a kid was Transformers, but only had 3 or 4 because they're very expensive. And so as an adult, I now got like way too many, like, I don't know, more than 500 Transformers, which is actually a small number for Transformers collectors. Some people have 10,000 Transformers or 5,000. I've got maybe 500, and I'm trying to get rid of some. I've only got a handful of vintage ones. I do have a Metroplex, and I've got a reissue Skylinks and a Triptychon, and I've got a whole bunch of other stuff, and I've got modern things as well. I've got ones I'm trying to get rid of, but it's really hard to try and get rid of some because I don't want to. But for space-wise, I've got so much out the back in the room. For other stuff that I didn't get to have as a kid, I had a He-Man as a kid. It was the battle arm with the spinny chest thing. Had that as a kid. Had a whiplash, and that was about it. And then one day I found a dirty Skeletor in a park. That's not a joke or a euphemism. It's a literal reality. I was in the park, and it was actually the Battle Armor Skeletor, so it was kind of cool. So I went to Battle Armor He-Man. Someone had left it in the park, and this was like hours after school, and I was just walking my way home. I found it, and the same thing usually you find someone's wallet. I immediately look around and go, who lost this? Someone's dropped it. Do you want it? Here it is. Come and get your shit, you know. There was no one around. So I took it home, and that was my third ever Motu I had as a kid. And I had no more until like a few years ago when I started getting Origins. And now I've got 100 different Origins Motu figures. So that's my other modern favorite line. I've got all sorts of weirdos over here, or just line full stop, because they're cool figures. I bought a bunch of Masterverse. I did stop myself for about 20 figures in because I didn't want 2 different lines. But the Origins has I've got my Snake Mountain. I've got 2 of the castle. I've got some blocks in the wrestling ring. It goes together well when you've got like play sets and stuff like that. I'll put him here, or he's going to fall on the floor. So let's scroll. I think I said 3. So give me a minute. I'll read the comments and I'll come back. I'll say what the 4th one will be. Keep you in suspense. Okay. I'll just scroll up again. So here we go. Very little. We read that one, read that one, read that one. Small credit. Go next one. Reboxing. That will be like some kind of like low budget Christian Bale science fiction thing. It'll be like reboxing. For the makers of like Silence of the Hams comes reboxing. Reboxing videos. That's when you're moving house. We've all done it, or most of us have done it. Some people have. If you've never had to move house, congratulations. I've done it more than 20 times in my life, and I've helped neighbors move. Here we go. Treasure Trigger. Coming in there with the classics. Dino Riders, Motu, Transformers, WWF. And I'm assuming you mean like your old Hasbro is the Chibi Chubbers that you got on your collection there that we see in your videos. Ooh, neat. Removing a new style of video. And coming in, third for Australia, like a true Australian, is Zazel. He's got G.I. Joe, Transformers, Motu, X-Men. So there you go. Kiwi, after my holiday in Fiji, I'm going to be working on Zazel's custom. Will it be a Zazel on holiday in Fiji custom with will it be like Chuckles, but the Zazel version of Chuckles? Not Hawaii, Fiji, Chuckles, Zazel. That could be an inception. He'll get that stuck in his head now. And be like, Johnny, you've ruined my custom. Go away. Let me do a real toy, not nonsense. Fiji sounds fun. Beautiful country. 4 favorite toy lines from... What can we do for this? Okay. I'm going to hurt my voice now because I've had alcohol and I haven't drunk any water. But we've got to do a voice for the Chris Mewa. So we've got to do the best I can. It won't be great. I'll do the best I can. Take a breath. Clear my throat. Chasing these toys, 4 favorite toy lines then and now. No particular order. Turning left, turning right. I'm back again. Random order, mask. Oh yeah, mask has got the Motu. The Motu got the muscles. The muscles. Biggest power in the universe. Space is the place. G.I. Joe and classic space Lego is the go. Because space is the place. Oh, yeah. So sorry, my voice is already... I can usually do slightly better than that. My voice already hurts. So coming in from Matt, we're going to have to do a easier voice than that one from Matt. Matt, we're in Australia. He likes a bit of Motu Vintage, Motu Classic, Motu Origins. He bloody well likes his Motu X Thundercats, mate. If you don't like that, you can go bugger off with a dead Dingo's Donger if you're not happy with those toy lines and those choices. You can get out of here and you can go in your bloody Figure Interceptor and jump in the bloody Thunderdome if you're not happy with those choices. I really want to make a custom of you, Johnny. Well, that's real easy. Just like skinny, generic dude going... just like generic dude. With no distinguishable features other than my like twitchy blinky eyes, but that's a bit hard to do on an action figure unless you do like one closed or one halfway closed. Like many photos, when I've had family photos, my eyes are like blinking like that. Before we had digital cameras, it's like family photo. Oh look, John's ruined it. His eyes are blinking. Like can't fucking help it. It's like a neurological disorder thing from birth. It's nothing to do with pills or potions. No, it hasn't. I've had, like, you know, you get those breath test things, like, you know, driving through, if you live in the suburbs of the city, you get like Friday night coppers breath test, and like, you want something, mate? I'm like, no, this is just me. Power Rangers. Hang on, I'm not doing a voice. Retro Tinker. Must have a robotic voice. My arms are flailing wildly. Danger, danger. Power Rangers, Motor, Transformers, G.I. Joe, or TMNT. Don't make me choose, or I must destroy all the humans. Metroplex. Why is it a question mark? No, Metroplex only gets like exclamation marks after him because he's like one of the greatest toy / characters in anything ever. So it's like, I love Metroplex. I've got the G1 version missing parts. He's got his hands. I did have the Titan one. I got it a few years ago. I got the other Titan one, which is the Cybertron Metroplex. And he's just one of my favorite boss bots ever. Chris having a laugh. He's having a laugh. He's having a laugh. Keep on collecting. The Dirty Skeletor sounds like a sex position. Okay. Do I say the literal thing now? Okay, yes. I did actually submit it to Urban Dictionary a few years ago. Let's see if it's still on there. Dirty Skeletor. Urban Dictionary. So I'll see if it's still on there. Might not be Skeletor. Yes, it's still on there. Okay, I'm going to go share screen. This is my actual submission. I'll go share screen. Nate's making a joke, but his joke is in actual reality. So hang on. Let's go share screen. I have to click the little thingamy here. I have to click. I had something else is sharing. I stopped that. Now I'll share this one. Urban Dictionary. Okay, let's see if it comes up for us. There we go. Skeletor. Make it a little bit bigger. So years ago, when I mentioned this, just kind of offhand, often talk. I know when I talk New Zealand, Aussie, Kawazi, whatever. You know, I say a lot of words that are just like, I'm just like kind of half slang because that's how we talk over here. So when I call it a dirty skeletal, I was just like describing it, but it does actually sound like something a bit weird. So I put in here, this is not my one. Oh, what the hell? No, this is not my one. This is a different one. This is a different one. I didn't want that. Hang on, go back because it did actually come up. Polar bear. No. Oh, here it is. I've got it in here. No, it comes up in my search for dirty skeletal, but it's giving me all sorts of weird stuff. Anyhow, I'll read off my actual one because I can remember it. I said it was like a dirty toy or sex act so horrible and disgusting that it melts your face off. It's a reference to like the like you know, like the Kaldor like melting in the 2002 He-Man into Skeletor. So it comes up on Google search, but when I went to the site, it was showing other people's ones. Let's get rid of that. Twitchy blinky action, also glow in the dark sword. Yeah, when I was a kid in primary school, kids used to tease me and call me Blinky Bill. But Blinky Bill, for people that don't know, is an Australian there was a cartoon in the 80s, but it's actually like a storybook, kid's storybook character, which mostly was like just written fiction with the occasional illustration. And like good books and that. I never saw that cartoon because I was a kid in New Zealand in the 80s, but it must have been on reruns because I don't know how people heard of it. So until it came to Australia, I don't know what the fuck Blinky Bill even was. So kids would tease me, and it was like 20 years later, I'm like, oh, that's Blinky Bill. And actually, I like that character. It's a good character. Macho Man improves. Let's go down. Teddy Rubskin fell in love with 4-inch size figures. Yeah, especially if you like dioramas and vehicles and that. It's the Lord scale. There's like, what's his name? Chad calls it that. Matt the Dirty Skeletor is the Scotch stirred with the lamb marrow bone. That sounds about accurate to me. Removable jetpack. Play-Doh beard. Oh, that sounds delicious. I removed my beard the other month, actually. When I was shaving, I was like, shaved it like this, and I had this big chop down here, and I took a quick photo because it looked like real 70s sort of like Joaquin Phoenix sort of chops. Still trying to complete my G1 Metroplex. He's only got one hand. My Metroplex has two hands, and I think he has a gun or so, but there's lots of parts for the actual city mode that I don't have any of those. Oh, actually, you can get a knockoff Metroplex on sometimes from like AliExpress and that for like $50, and the quality is actually quite good. So you can actually, most of the knockoff parts are compatible with your G1 if you just want parts. If you send me a message later, I'll see if it's still around. I hope it's still there. Says Retro. I got my girl to give. Hang on. I got my girl to give me a dirty Skeletor once, but only once, because then she blew the bloody doors off. AI has stolen Johnny's dirty Skeletor. There you go. That seems like the comment to go out on. Is the showstopper right there for my 30-minute show that's now run to an hour and 11 minutes and 25 seconds. Okay, I'm going to finish up here, guys, because my throat is getting quite dry. I need to get some water, and my cat Pedro is going meow out in the hallway. He's woken up and going, come pay attention to me. So let's find a little quick outro thing to play here, and we're gonna finish up. So if you're listening out there, dear collectors, this message goes out to you. Enjoy your collecting, have fun, but don't have too much fun, and don't blow the bloody doors off, because then all the weather will get in, hot or cold, and it will ruin your collection. So just be careful. So love you guys, gonna love you, leave you. Let's throw up a DDP and the place to be. Throw up a little diamond cutter there, or if you like, you can do a DX, or we can do a wolf pack. Okay, I'm gonna chill, play the outro, and I'll check out the last comments. So I'll play over the thing. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and mission is go.